Hello there, pirates. So now after the first raid in the Cold War cycle, I'm here just to share what's my final setup for the generalist fleet of Empyreans with a Zelos tank. I did a video before where I showed what I was going with based on preview data and whatnot, but I had a chance to refine and change a few things using some tokens from past raid and this raid in FM, and I want to share with you my final setup. So let's start with the tank, the Zelos. I didn't change much on how many flanks I have. I have 5, flanks 4. I have a mix of gales 3 and 2, enough so it fits in the weight. One change, I kept all D1X armor and that's performing really well. I'm pretty much, I can do like a whole A set for insta repair. Of course, as long as I don't get in range of the rocket turrets. They are nasty. There's no need for the Garwood here, although I ended up leaving it there because I know if I ever get in range of the Garwood, I'm too close, right? Or about to be too close, but you don't need that. Could be another Gale if you wanted, since we can shoot the mines. I have this one impact cannon I just added in there because I was close to maximum weight, so this was just added for a tiny bit additional resistance. If you don't have it, it's okay. The key one is the Harrier, so it's the lightest missile I could find with range of 76, which coupled with Solid Fuel Booster 3, which is the lightest range extender special for missiles, gives me a range of 98 to spot for the mortars. That range is very safe. I mean, you stop anywhere between 98 and apparently 91, 92, you're fine. So that's my tank setup. Evade helps against the missiles. Hydraulic resistors. We see all the torpedo turrets in the targets. They haven't been firing, but maybe that's going to change in the future. Maybe next month. MX3 and frontline countermeasure system. If you don't have that special, it's available in the raid this month. This Espionage has this one available and it's cheap. So I strongly recommend you redeem this one. It's very good for tank ships. Okay, so that's my final setup anyways for the tank. Now the Empyreans, I have a few different things I've tried. Let's start with this one. So this one is a little bit different from the others. But one thing I want to say in the end I found was very useful was using the charged armor. You don't need any armor on your tanks as long as you're driving right. But I found that whenever I make a mistake, having the charged armors helps big time. Still keeps my fleet at instant repair. If I make 1 or 2 mistakes in a target where, let's say, the Empyreans in the back line take some splash from arc missiles or a mortar gets through, I found that by having one of each, the damage is minimal. Okay, so it helps. It's not mandatory, but it helps. I had all of them with the D100Z mortar. Just for fun, because I got that in the campaign and I had tokens, I put one of the OU mortars. You don't have to. I have that in 2 ships, optional. Specials that I have on all 4 ships. I have hydraulic resistors. Again, not needed as their back line. Can be speed system 5, but this helps. I have resonance capacitor, especially for the damage bonus and the speed bonus, so they can keep up with the Zelos. Otherwise, the Empyreans are a little bit slower. Trajectory plotter. One thing I didn't like about this special is that it reduces spread too much. So you don't kill a lot of turrets through splash damage unless you're using a crew like Molotov Maidens. But this special is absolutely needed because of the mortar reload of 80%. You need it, right? Otherwise it takes too long to kill. So I tried a few different things. On this particular ship, I used the seismic rounds because it gives the 100% projectile speed, but it gives 50% splash too. So splash on this ship is higher than the others. Okay, and then I put viscosity regulator from Forsaken Mission. Again for more splash. So I get 160% splash and the minus 35 spread, which I don't like. Because of this one single stat here, Citadels were actually performing better in terms of splash killing turrets than the Empyreans, but they're a lot faster, so I like that. So that's ship number 1. Let's take a look at ship number 2. And I have 2 like this one. So they're all D100Z. Again, charged armor M and X. But the difference is they don't have seismic rounds. Instead, they have high velocity rounds. In this case, I don't get the splash buff, so this ship does less splash, but it does more building damage. Okay, I am still not 100% sure whether I should keep high velocity rounds or move them all to seismic rounds. I think I could use the splash better, but at the same time, I wonder how much worse it's going to be without the extra building damage. But all the other specials are exactly the same. I'm set on all other 4 specials. Okay, and as you know, I have one ship, let me find it, right here, that has 3 countermeasures, and that's a just-in-case situation. I should have removed the D1M, D1X from this ship, but it would take too long. I didn't have more tokens. But should be just a charged armor, no need for the others. And 2 Gale 2, 1 Flanks 4. And again, that helps me in some situations where the executioners are firing from behind. I don't have the tank in between the turrets and the mortar chuckers, the Empyreans. So it's good to have. I like that it's a safety measure, so to speak. And that's my fleet. I mean, it fits well within weight. My plan now is to drop one of these, probably this one that has lower rank or something, for the Empyrean MX, the flagship. So I'm going to just drop this one. And let me find the flagship here. So here we are. So I have the Empyrean MX. It's going to go on this lot. So that's the only change I'm going to make. It's not ready yet. I just built with raid tokens, just 1 mortar. I'm going to rank it on VXP weekend, and I'm just going to build it exactly like one of these ships here. No changes. It's just going to be another guy in the fleet. It's going to stay behind as a backline. The Zelos still ahead. And I plan that to be my main fleet for next raid. I will try the monoliths. I'm afraid they'll be great when I'm driving on a computer with a good mouse and keyboard and everything, but it will be very hard to manage if I'm driving from my laptop on a trackpad, which is how I play sometimes. I can even imagine how hard it's going to be if you're playing on Puffin on a mobile device. So this one is a lot easier to drive in my experience. And the good old Citadels are doing a good job too. Like the Harlock gives them a lot of extra power. I think they actually have more power than the Empyreans. And I can use both a Tideseeker tank, and the only change I made to my Tideseeker tank is I had evade upgrade. I took it out and put SFB, and I removed the launcher I had for a Harrier missile. This gives me more wiggle room when I'm approaching, instead of 94 range having 98. So if I don't stop right on the dot, I can still have some wiggle room before I get fired at. But this tank's working great. So you see I have a mix, mostly M armor, 1X. Especially good on the 89s, where there are some buildings at the entrance that you can hit to build Bloodthirst. And then get the explosive defense up. Because you see I start with 94 penetrating defense, but only 80% explosive. Plus the 50% from turrets. So I gotta build up Bloodthirst, because then I get another 16% explosive defense, so it goes up to 96. Okay, the Punisher tank's working well too. The only thing is on my Punisher tank I have a launcher, so it's a range of 94. I would also recommend you put a missile on it. And I haven't done that yet, so like take the launcher off, put a missile, give it some more wiggle room as well. Okay, this is what I have. I didn't need that streamlined cadmium here. That's something I have from back when I did dubs with it. But same story, same setup. I would have a missile here today. Probably take out the engine upgrade. I have speed upgrade and put SFB3. And that's it. These are the 2 fleets I'm using to do the raid this month. If I make a mistake, one of them takes heavy damage, I switch to the other. Although I gotta say, after I put the charged armor here, even when I make mistakes, those ships barely take a dent. It's just the tanks sometimes. Hope you enjoy. I hope you're having a good raid. And remember, these raid targets will become the future Forsaken mission. So if you want to stay in this game, you have to have a good fleet to kill these targets. Okay, and this is, to me, a great option. I'm not going to build icebreakers, but like I said, I will build monoliths. Take care, everyone. Stay frosty, pirates. If you like this video, please share with your alliance. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Take care.